All right, Raiders fans, let's dive right in because there's a lot happening in Silver and Black Land. And it's the kind of week that makes you feel every high and low of being a Raiders supporter. First off, the big news that has everyone talking. Jackson Powers-Johnson is officially on injured reserve. That means he's going to be out for a minimum of 4 weeks, and realistically, unless there's some kind of miracle run late in the season, we might not see him again this year. It's a tough blow for the team because JPJ has been a central part of the interior offensive line, and losing a player like him creates a ripple effect throughout the offense. Now, I want to emphasize this, Raiders Nation, because I know you feel this as much as I do. The love and support for JPJ have been incredible. Fans, teammates, and even his family have shared overwhelming messages. It's clear that he feels it. Even through this setback, he's in good spirits, and that's something we should all rally around. Seeing him lifted off the field with the care of his teammates, and then seeing him share those moments on social media tells you everything you need to know about his mindset and determination. The Raiders are fortunate to have a player like JPJ who, despite adversity, remains committed to the team and motivated to come back stronger. Now, looking at the offensive line moving forward, things are tricky. The uncertainty surrounding Dylan Parham with his ankle injury adds another layer of concern. And while we await more details, it's clear the Raiders are going to have to adapt quickly. Alex Kappa could be stepping into a starting role at right guard against the Cowboys defense that is constantly evolving with new faces and schemes. That's a challenge no matter how you slice it, and the offensive line will need every ounce of focus and coordination to protect the quarterback and keep the running game effective. But there's a glimmer of hope here. The fact that the Raiders didn't immediately sign an offensive lineman after JPJ's move to IR suggests that the coaching staff may be ready to give some of the younger players a real opportunity to step up. Caleb Rogers, the third-round draft pick, could see significant playing time, which is exactly the kind of scenario where you find out what a player is truly capable of. Pairing him with Charles Grant, who can shift along the line and provide flexibility, gives the team some creative options to manage these injuries. There's a chance that what looks like a crisis could actually be a pivotal moment for the next generation of Raiders players to prove themselves on the field. On the defensive side of the ball, there's some movement as well that's worth getting excited about. Jamal Davis, a former first-round pick from Kentucky, has been added to the roster, and while he may not immediately change the trajectory of the team, his athleticism and versatility make him a player to watch. He brings depth to special teams, and his potential to play in a role similar to a hybrid linebacker safety type could provide some strategic flexibility. Whether it's creating opportunities for Devin White to focus more on pass rushing or just adding energy and athleticism across the defense, Davis's presence adds a layer of intrigue that makes you wonder how the coaches will ultimately deploy him. It's one of those quiet moves that could pay dividends in unexpected ways, particularly late in the season when every snap counts. It's also a reminder that roster management is about more than immediate results. It's about building a structure that can adapt to challenges and capitalize on opportunities. Meanwhile, the special teams unit has seen a notable addition with Greg Joseph joining the practice squad. While you might not jump for joy over a kicker signing, the implications here are bigger than just field goal percentages. Competition breeds improvement, and with Daniel Carlson having struggled at times this season, adding Joseph signals that the coaching staff is serious about accountability and performance. The Raiders are putting their words into action, and that level of discipline is crucial when you're fighting for every win and trying to maintain momentum through the grind of the season. This addition could very well push Carlson to elevate his game. And in a sport where a single point can decide the outcome, that competitive edge on special teams is critical. Looking at the broader picture, the Raiders face a daunting challenge as they prepare to match up against the Dallas Cowboys defense that has been shuffled and reinforced with several new key players. The interior offensive line will need to execute with precision, and the coaching staff will have to be creative in their schemes to give the team the best chance at success. It's the kind of scenario where preparation, adaptability, and the mental toughness of the players come to the forefront. We've seen this team in the past overcome seemingly insurmountable odds, and while the road ahead is uncertain, there's a sense of cautious optimism that the Raiders can rise to the occasion. It's going to require focus, discipline, and a collective belief in the game plan. But those are the moments that define a season and the identity of a team. What makes all of this even more compelling is the atmosphere around the team and the fan base. The energy from Raider Nation continues to be a driving force, showing up both on social media and in stadiums, reminding the players that they are never alone in their fight. The culture here is resilient, and it's built on a foundation of perseverance and passion. Fans understand the ups and downs that come with supporting this team, and moments like these test that commitment. But it's also in these moments where the team and its supporters can find inspiration, rally together, and create a narrative that transcends the numbers on the scoreboard. As we move forward, the key will be monitoring how the younger players step up, how the adjustments along the offensive line take shape, and how the new additions on defense and special teams impact the flow of the game. The Raiders are a team in transition, facing adversity, and yet brimming with potential. Every decision, from player positioning to play calling, will matter, and the margin for error is slim. But this is what makes following the Raiders so compelling. It's never just a game. It's a test of character, resilience, and strategic ingenuity. The story of this season is still being written, and every week offers a chance for heroes to emerge and for the team to define itself in the face of challenges. The interplay between injuries, new signings, and game day strategies sets the stage for an exciting stretch of football. And while the obstacles are real, the possibilities are equally tangible. It's a season that requires focus, determination, and the willingness to adapt, and the Raiders have the pieces to make that happen. From the resilience of JPJ to the potential of Caleb Rogers and Charles Grant, and the strategic moves with Jamal Davis and Greg Joseph, the ingredients for pivotal moments are all there. Raider Nation, you have every reason to stay engaged, to support the players, and to embrace the unpredictability of a season that promises intensity, drama, and moments of triumph. Now, as we look ahead to the upcoming games, the Raiders face a critical stretch where execution and mental toughness will define their trajectory. The injuries along the offensive line mean that each snap carries added weight, and the team will need to rely heavily on preparation, chemistry, and adaptability. Alex Kappas stepping into a starting role is a spotlight moment for him, and the coaching staff will have to provide support while also scheming in a way that maximizes the effectiveness of the unit. The coordination between tackles, guards, and the center is vital against the Cowboys defense that has revamped its front with fresh talent, and the matchups will be challenging at every level. These are the kinds of situations that test not only physical ability, but also decision-making under pressure, and the Raiders will have to rise to the occasion to protect the quarterback and establish a reliable running game. Caleb Rogers' potential activation adds another layer of intrigue. A third-round pick being given a meaningful role in a critical game is the sort of opportunity that can accelerate a young player's development and influence the outcome of a season. Alongside Charles Grant, the Raiders could deploy a more flexible, dynamic front that adapts to the defensive strategies they face. This could be the moment where young talent steps into the spotlight, proving that the future of the Raiders' offensive line has depth and potential. Meanwhile, the defensive additions, particularly Jamal Davis, present opportunities to create impact plays in ways that may not be immediately obvious. His athleticism allows for versatility in linebacker and special teams roles, potentially shifting responsibilities among established players like Devin White to maximize efficiency and pressure on opposing quarterbacks. The integration of new talent requires careful planning and clear communication, but when executed well, it could be the difference between a stagnant unit and a disruptive force. Special teams remain another focal point, and the addition of Greg Joseph to the practice squad cannot be understated in its strategic importance. Competition drives performance, and with Daniel Carlson under pressure to improve his consistency, the Raiders are setting the stage for higher standards. The cumulative effect of every snap, every kick, and every coverage assignment adds up, and a few critical plays and key moments can turn a close game into a victory. The coaching staff's willingness to back up their words with actions signals a level of accountability that players respond to. And for a team navigating injuries and roster changes, it's crucial to maintain that culture of performance and responsibility. Looking at the opponent, the Cowboys have bolstered their defense with new starters, including defensive backs and pass-rushing talent, which creates an added challenge for the Raiders' offensive line. The matchup promises to test the Raiders in all phases of the game, from pass protection to run blocking, and from special teams execution to defensive adjustments. The uncertainty of how new additions will perform on both sides of the ball adds to the drama, but it also opens the door for savvy coaching and strategic play calling to exploit mismatches and take advantage of weaknesses. It's a game that will demand focus, discipline, and flawless execution, and the Raiders' ability to respond to adversity will be critical. The mental aspect of the game cannot be overlooked. Players like JPJ, even while sidelined, provide an example of resilience and professionalism that sets the tone for the locker room. His attitude and public interactions demonstrate how to handle setbacks while maintaining commitment to the team. For the younger players, seeing veterans navigate injury and recovery while staying positive is an important lesson in how to approach the grind of a professional football season. It reinforces the concept that football is not only about physical performance, but also about mindset, preparation, and leadership on and off the field. Raider Nation thrives on stories like this, where character and perseverance are just as vital as raw talent. The combination of adversity and opportunity creates a compelling narrative for this stretch of the season. Injuries force the team to adapt, new players bring potential impact, and the coaching staff must make quick, calculated decisions to maximize performance. The Raiders' ability to integrate new talent, manage health issues, and execute in high-pressure situations will define how competitive they remain as the season progresses. Every game offers a chance to assess how young players handle responsibility, how new defensive additions affect the overall unit, and how special teams can contribute to momentum swings. These are the elements that create the drama, tension, and excitement that keep fans invested week after week. As the Raiders prepare for these critical matchups, the balance between risk and reward becomes apparent. Deploying inexperienced players like Caleb Rogers or Charles Grant requires careful evaluation, but it also allows for creativity in personnel and strategy. Similarly, incorporating Jamal Adams and maintaining flexibility with defensive alignments could create opportunities to apply pressure on opposing offenses while also enhancing special teams coverage. The decisions made in these moments will shape not only individual careers, but also the overall trajectory of the Raiders season. The narrative of resilience, adaptability, and strategic innovation is what makes following this team so captivating. Throughout this, the support of Raider Nation remains a constant. The energy, engagement, and passion of the fan base provide motivation and a sense of accountability for the players. Knowing that each play, each game, and each effort is being watched and appreciated adds fuel to the competitive fire. The culture surrounding the team, with fans invested in both the highs and lows, reinforces the significance of every decision made on the field. It's this interplay between team and fan base that elevates the experience of following the Raiders and creates a connection that goes beyond the XS and OS of football strategy. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. There's a growing buzz swirling around the league. Whispers that the Las Vegas Raiders might be preparing to make a daring move for veteran safety Jamal Adams. While nothing has been confirmed, several insiders have hinted that the Raiders front office has quietly expressed interest in bringing the former All-Pro to the desert, viewing him as a potential cornerstone for a defense still searching for an identity. Adams, who made his name as one of the league's most dynamic safeties, has seen his career take unexpected turns in recent years. Once known for his blistering speed off the edge and fearless tackling, he's faced a string of injuries that have limited his impact. But word around team facilities is that the Raiders believe Adams still has plenty left in the tank, and more importantly, the kind of fiery leadership that could spark a transformation in their secondary. Sources close to the team suggest that the Raiders' coaching staff has long admired Adams' versatility. He's not just a safety. He's a hybrid defender who can blitz, cover tight ends, and set the tone with physical play. That's precisely the kind of player new defensive coordinator Patrick Graham is said to covet, someone who can blur the lines between linebacker and safety, giving the Raiders' defense a harder edge. Of course, there are hurdles. Adams comes with a hefty contract history and a reputation that precedes him, for better or worse. His intensity, while inspiring, has sometimes clashed with team management in the past. But for a franchise trying to recapture its rebellious swagger, that same edge might be exactly what the Raiders need. The question now is whether this interest will evolve into something concrete. There's talk of exploratory discussions, nothing official, but the mood inside league circles feels electric. A move like this could shake up the AFC West, a division already stacked with superstar quarterbacks, and signal that the Raiders are done playing it safe. If the rumors hold weight, Jamal Adams in silver and black could be more than just a headline. It could be the statement move that redefines the Raiders' defensive future, and maybe, just maybe, restores a little of that old-school Las Vegas chaos everyone secretly misses. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.